Hello! It's your friendly neighborhood Blue Lolly here. I'm going to show you guys how to make onigiri today. Step 1, take off your rings because you do not want to be wearing them when you make this stuff. Trust me. Step 2, prepare a filling if you want to have filled onigiri. I do. So I have tuna salad. It's a drier tuna salad than you would make for sandwiches, but it works well if it's a little bit drier for onigiri. A bowl of water, because you'll need to wet your hands in between each shape, each onigiri. And I'm going to make traditional triangular onigiri today. And the first thing you do is you mix up your rice a little bit. If you'll see how I'm doing this, it just goes straight down, just to break it up a little bit. You don't want to go with the round motion of stirring, because that will mash all the rice together. And that's fine if you're making something like, say, mochi, where you want a rice paste. But for onigiri, you don't want it quite that goopy. That's an idea. I will make a video on making mochi another time, the next time I get a hold of green tea powder, because that's good stuff. Excuse me, I'm going to get my vinegar, which, while I normally would recommend mirin vinegar, mirin is rice wine vinegar. I don't have any, so I'm going to use good old distilled white vinegar. Just a little bit. There we go. See, not very much is needed. Put that away. And I'm going to use my salt of choice, Himalayan pink salt. Thank you, Mom. And I'll just sprinkle some of that in here. There are some people that prefer to dust their onigiri after they are formed, so to put the salt on after, but I prefer to mix it in with the rice. I feel it gives a better texture and a better overall flavor. Now, if you were going to make furiake onigiri, I might be pronouncing that wrong. That is where you mix spices in with the rice, and generally those aren't filled. But I'm going to make a tuna salad filled onigiri today for Dr. M's lunch and mine, since we are working together. For Mr. Squidgy's lunch today, I packed leftover roast vegetables and some fresh fried fish, which Dr. M and I ate for lunch. So, and that's probably mixed in well enough. Again, that motion is down and under and over. Very simple. Alright, this works best with rice that has been fresh made and has allowed to cool just to the point that you can hold it. This rice might be a little cold for that purposes, so I'm going to try to make one, and if that doesn't work, I'm going to pause, microwave it, and come back. But you get your hands wet first with that dish of water. Wet hands are important. If we hadn't already salted the onigiri, I might be salting my hands now. There are 3 different methods of salt. But I'm going to grab a hunk of rice, and if you can see this hand motion where my hands, I'm going to have one flat with my fingers folded up, and the other hand is the same way, just on top. So you have the top of the triangle, the bottom and the sides of the triangle, and your thumb's going to come over and push that in. And you just kind of go around with it until you've got a triangle. Now we're going to poke a hole in the middle of this thing. I need a little more water. This is fairly sticky rice today. There we go. Poke a little hole. Pop in your filling. And you don't need very much filling. Just a little bit. Grab another hunk of rice. Add that on top. And again, with that same motion of hand placement, you just go around and you just keep turning it until it makes a solid triangle. And then you put it in your lunch bin. And I have rice stuck all over my hands. I waited a little bit long. This rice has cooled down enough that it's too sticky. So I'm actually going to microwave this real quick, and I will be right back.